Hey Guru Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. It really means a lot to me. Look, I got asked this question today, and it kind of pertains to a lot of things I wanted to talk about all in one. So it says, can you please do a video on monitoring visit reports? So for those of you that have been paying attention, or maybe you haven't, here's a quick rundown. Site selection visits, site initiation visits, interim monitoring visits, which are the most common, closeout visit, and then there's little things like booster visits and stuff like that. So every one of these visits has its own report template. The CRO usually provides a template. The sponsor approves it. Sometimes the sponsor makes it. Regardless, the monitors are responsible. That's their deliverable to the sponsor, and that gets filed in the trial master file once the monitoring report has been completed and approved. So usually goes through some rounds of revision with the lead, then with the sponsor, until it gets approved. I've done videos like breaking down a monitoring visit report, so go check out my channel if you haven't seen that. But that's what it entails. The most common type of monitoring visit is the interim monitoring visit, which is when a site is active, is enrolling patients, and there's data to be reviewed in the study. So with that data comes great responsibility for the CRA. Not only do they have to query things that are maybe questionable with the protocol, questionable with good clinical practice, or just lacking in information, like not enough medical history or not enough clarification. I did a video earlier today with my staff at Yuma Clinical Trials about documentation. Always document. Think about it as a narrative. If you leave the site and you're the coordinator, and 5 years from now, an auditor comes in, and there's another coordinator there that has to deal with this auditor that has never touched your study before, the auditor and this coordinator should be able to figure out from the source documents what happened at every visit. It should be detailed enough to where somebody who wasn't there can understand what happened at the visit. If it's not detailed enough, you're going to get a lot of queries in the EDC, and when it comes time to answer queries, usually around database lock or towards the end of the study, you're going to have a lot of work going back and trying to figure out, well, what happened here? Why did the patient only return 3 pills when they should have returned 2? Why did they not return this bottle? Did they return this bottle, or did it get lost? I don't know, because no one documented properly. You have to document properly. So if you're a site, you're going to make your CRA's life wonderful if you document properly. And here's some other things you can do to help your CRA out. Investigational product accountability. Keep the IP, the returned investigational product, organized by subject and by visit. Have them I know it sounds crazy, but don't just throw them all in a box and say, here they are. Put them in Ziploc bags if you have to, however you can organize them by subject, and then furthermore by visit. That's one of the things we do with my staff. It helps. One of my CRCs, Desiree, has actually gone back to a study to further help our CRA with investigational product accountability by looking at the rescue medications. If you don't know what rescue medications are, basically it's not the study drug, but it's what the protocol provides for when the study drug is not providing enough relief. So maybe the subject actually has placebo, or maybe the study drug's not working for them, but they can take a rescue med. Usually this is allowed in different kind of studies, but it's typical in pain studies or studies associated with pain. Well, sometimes the coordinators, they don't consider the rescue med investigational product, but it actually is, because it's drug being used in a study. Even though it's not the main investigational product, it's still considered an investigational product, and the CRAs still need to do IP accountability. So that's a lesson for the CRCs and the CRAs out there. Don't forget about investigational product. Be as detailed and as organized and as neat as possible. Make sure every piece of investigational product is accounted for. If that's a pill, if that's a infusion vial, whatever the case may be, an injection vial, make sure they're all accounted for. Don't throw any away. If the subject does not bring back their IP, Document that there's been retraining to the subject in the source. Document it in the source. If it's still not being compliant, document it again. And then encourage the subject to bring their unused IP back with them at the office, because people have to be accountable for it. They can't just throw it away. So that's monitoring visit in a nutshell. On the monitor visit, the dynamic between the CRA and the CRC. Hopefully this helps. We didn't even get into regulatory. Keep your regulatory binder neat, right? Make sure you have all amendments of the protocol, signature pages, all amendments of the investigator brochure signed and up to date. Make sure they're all there. Same thing with lab reports. Make sure they've all been dated and that you actually have them for every single visit. Same thing with EKGs. Same thing with any other assessments. Make sure they're all there and organized and not misfiled. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Take care, Glue Nation.